Hello again, everyone. This is Dr. Lushing, and this is Safety 481, Week 6, Video 1 of 2. Yeah, I think I got that all right. So what I'd like to do, I want to keep this fairly short if I can, and this is meant to kind of give you an overview. So Video 2 is something I recorded last year. I reviewed it. I actually tried to cut out as much of the content that wasn't irrelevant as possible. So I removed about 6 minutes off the original. And so what it does is going to take you through all these resources. Now, some of these resources were provided last week. I didn't see that many of you review it. Only 2 people, I think, out of the whole class did. So I'm bringing them back. Because as you are developing your case study, it needs to have a reference to something that is, substantial, something that's substantiated. And so I provided the Safety and Health Management Guidelines, the OSHA Technical Manual, the Operations Manual, if you're going to be referring to it as a potential OSHA violation. In that same regard, I review an audit I had done for a company, I think it's like almost 7 or 8 years ago now. I did a mock OSHA audit. I did a citation management spreadsheet. And then in order to justify investment in a new form of hearing protection, as part of the hearing conservation program I was recommending, I did this cost-benefit analysis. So this is all meant to help you in your preparation for your case study, and I should be either approving or providing feedback to everyone this week, so you guys can start working on that. And I know that my face-to-face class, we're actually going to be, most of the classes are going to begin their actual data collection at that point. Next is one thing I really want you to focus on, because I think one thing you've noticed, one of the things lacking in the examples we've done so far is maybe some, how would I say this nicely? Some non-conservative estimates on cost-benefit analysis. And so in the video 2, I review a bunch of these, and I want you to read some of these as well. When it says FYI, you don't have to review it. It's meant for your information. So, so this is it's meant to help you be more conservative, but better justified in your estimate. For the problem solving, I've got 2 potential case studies. I've got 2 potential in-running nip points or places where somebody can maybe get their hand caught on some machines. So I have some pictures and I've got some movies for you to watch. And I want you to refer to both OSHA requirements and ANSI requirements. That's something that came up last semester, or a student came to see me and said, how do I know when to use ANSI standards and how do I get a hold of them? And I showed them real quick that you don't have to pay for it, that typically manufacturers, they want to be ANSI, not ANSI certified, but up to ANSI standards. And so they will actually review the ANSI standard for you. So machine guarding, ANSI standards, and OSHA standards, and do these 2, make a recommendation on whether what needs to be done or if it's exempt, okay? So do that. There are 2 assessments, so 2 cases. I hate that I have to repeat a lot of these things, but we still have a few students every week who do not complete all of the work. And the only thing I can think of is they're not even watching my videos. So I'm not going to be as generous as I've been in the past. If you're one of the students who keeps getting low scores each week, or you're not turning anything in, I'm going to start really giving zeros now. So make sure you understand everything, and I'm going to go over it again here in a moment. The last is I need to know whether you're going to participate in the Safety Career Fair on March 6th, which is not this week, but next. If you're going to attend in person or if you're going to participate virtually, I want to know what your planning is, what you're planning to do to prepare for it and everything. If you're not going to attend, just let me know. And then next week, everybody's going to report out what their experience was, but you will have to do something different. And it's probably going to be a meeting with someone else. Okay? So let me know this week what your plan is. That'll be part of your personal... PPDP. I'm going to say that. In addition, in week 7, I'm going to be meeting with each of you in my online section, and we're going to review your course binder. So I went over it last week. I've gone over it several different times. You have a video on how to create it and make it virtually. If you've been procrastinating, now is the time to work on it, because next week we're all going to meet one-on-one, and here's the sign-up sheet. So I've got times on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, and then if you have a different time that you'd like to meet, let me know, and we'll work it out, okay? I tried to make it the same time each night for 4 of the nights, but and I'm trying to accommodate people on the coasts and everything, so use the link provided on the right here and go ahead and sign up. I need everybody to do that as soon as possible. First come, first serve, and hopefully we can get that all done. I put a half hour for the meeting. Probably won't take that long. I'll just kind of review what you got. I'll score it, and then we'll just kind of talk about where you are with your case study, your professional and personal development plan, things like that. Okay? And again, in a previous lecture, I'd covered all that. So look back at that for some guidance. So, again, hey, why don't I bring up the agenda for this week? So again, reminding you about what's going on. So not this coming week we're in now, but next week is the fair. Also, I'll be scoring the binders. Your first case study is due in the 9th week. So really need to be working on that. We've got 2 videos that I want you to take notes on and then reflect on. It's this one that you're listening to now, the one I had modified, created last year, which goes over the materials. The problem solving, which are the machine guarding situations, do both. And then the PPDP is let me know what your plan is. If you're going to be face-to-face or virtual, I want to know what your plan is. So lay that all out. If not, say no, I'm not going to do it, and then you're going to have something else to do next week. But that's all you have to do for that, and then sign up for a meeting with me. So I want you to review this material. This as an FYI. And then here's the assignment. So the notes, the problem solving, the PPD, and then sign up for a meeting. Everybody, please do all of that and clearly indicate it. I had to fill out an application, and I had to read through all kinds of instructions to make sure I provided what they wanted. I want to make sure you guys are doing that too. Now, one thing a lot of you had said is we didn't review any case studies last week, but I'm going to look back at the, remember these, the vehicular safety ones? We'll be doing more of this stuff as we go, but what you all had asked me to do, or a lot of you had, is will you please score it? So I created a scoring sheet here. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Just don't. So I'll review the Oshkosh, Mortensen, and KS Energy. I'll give it my scores, then I'll show you all of your scores, okay? How does that sound? And it's not working on my other page either. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this. So let's see what we have for executive summary. This is scored out of 30 points. Let's see here. I don't like that right here. That's general stuff. That should be reserved for the intro. What I want is the company stuff. Should start with this line right here. Although there's no evidence of workers' compensation, no evidence, just say there has been no workers' compensation claims in the recent few years. There were 2 incidents involving PAT. What? Oh, involving. Okay. Well, is that a reliable number? I don't know. After completing a walkthrough assessment, the safety team found 3 areas of the facility that need safety intervention. Okay. The criteria for the assessment were based off PIT and pedestrian interaction matrix. Okay, so there must be some kind of scoring system. Let's see. It'd be nice if they reported what that was. Conclusion, although the company has no significant work costs, PIT does not mean that one will not occur. Well, I mean, you should really refer to what the scoring was. The small one-time investment of this much will reduce. Well, I'd like to know the before and after. So, collision awareness, swinging gates, traffic warning lights, stop signs, total benefit, cost of... Okay, well, the benefit is actually the prevention of the loss. This is the cost. I don't know. I don't know how legit that is. What am I going to give this? Executive summary. So it's I don't know if I'd give it 80%. I feel that I would need more information to make the decision. Because that's what executive summary is. I'd probably give it a 70%. I'm guessing it has some of the elements, but not enough. It has to keep reading. So 70% of 30 is 21. So I'm going to give it a 21. All right, now we get in. There should be something here like an introduction. So scope. All right, so it gives us some information, interactions. Then what it should do is should provide us some of the national. Okay, it does. All right. I want more information though about, I want to see pictures and stuff. What do they mean? Objectives, create a heat map. That's not what it said before. It said that they were going to do like, what did it say that they did? You guys remember? Pedestrian interaction matrix. Then all of a sudden it changes to a heat map? Okay, methods. Walk through, spend a day, create a heat map, utilize a risk assessment matrix. Okay, well, again, methods with bullet points, don't like it. Results, okay, we should see some numbers now, I hope. They should have explained how they used the numbers and scored it. I'm not sure what this means. Okay, the figures are all over the place. This must be the heat map. So I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Are you? I didn't really see a heat map there. Recommendations. I don't know. That's cool looking, but I need more information to understand what this stuff is. It's neat. The scoring should lead to what the solutions will be. It's like they just came up with solutions without providing any sort of scoring. It seems very subjective. That's what I'd say. Yeah, and I don't know how much of this I can trust based on that and a few things. So what am I going to give them for the tech report? I'm going to have to give them below a 70. So a 70 would be 28. A 60 would be 24. I'm not going to go that low. I'm going to cut the difference between a 24 and a 28, and I'm going to give it a 26. Cost-benefit analysis, it's not horrible. It's not fully justified either. I'm going to give that an 80%. Let's see, 80 times that would be 12. And then the overall presentation, I did like some of the pictures, I'll admit, but I'm going to give another 12. So my total for that one was 71. All right, let's go to number 2. I'm going to compare it to yours in a moment, just so you know. This one is a concrete truck. All right, so intro executive summary. Large equipment incidents are always an issue. It is, according to Engineering News. So I don't want this big high-level stuff yet. Save that for the intro. Wind energy projects tend to have much higher incidence and risk due to how spread out projects are. Okay. As well as the constant need to use roads. This report will be going over the statistics focused on concrete trucks for wind energy projects and mainly statistics gathered by Mortensen. Okay. I don't know, this isn't reading well, you guys. They end up costing money. This is very... What are you trying to tell me? It seems like a regurgitation of a bunch of junk. The driver's long distance from site to site, passing many locals that are not used to... Is it on-site or is it off-site? Make sure shoulders, county roads are kept... This is all over the place. Loses hundreds of thousands of dollars in concrete with every incident that occurs. For 6 months, where it could install telematics. Well, telematics are good, but how they will fix a problem, you got to state the problem. It's almost like they're justifying a solution. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Methods, not good. Result, what's going on? Is this is this the paper? What is this? Is this supposed to be the executive summary? Oh my gosh, this is so... They didn't think of me at all. The reader. Cost-benefit analysis? It's more than $30 per vehicle. Per month. Okay. All right. That's a little bit more. Per incident. Oh, it's just. No, is that it? Oh, this is really bad. Really, what they're doing is they're just justifying this purchase without really. They had a solution before they had a problem. So executive summary, I didn't see one. I have to give it a 0. The tech report, D. D is being nice. I'm going to be generous today. Give it a D. Cost benefit analysis, not good. Give it a 9. Presentation wasn't good either. I didn't think of me at all. That I'm actually going to go with a 7.5 for an F. That one actually got a 40, so it's low. I'll require a redo. Yeah, it needs to be redone, and I think I was very generous with some of my numbers here. Yikes, that was bad. I don't know what you guys thought, but not good. So this isn't great. Can't even do it a professional look. Not that one either. Did the first guy do it? I mean, presentation matters. It really does. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right, let's look at this one. Just looks like a class project. Nothing special. Executive summary. Okay. And it talks about the company specifically. Okay, of disciplinary action. So this is good. Okay, so it's starting good. Although I don't like the personal stuff, but please try to limit the end. They occasionally do still occur, right? Very costly. The goals reported. Okay, well stated. Well stated. And it's about the company and not some broad concept. Last year, there have been 6 bad incidents within the Chicago market. Don't say this thing. Just say the average cost of this much. Bring the average about this much. It's an incidence, not incidents. He said that used that wrong. Backing, incident. This should be incidence rates. Driven down the last few years. All right. With initial investment of this, with equipment with Roscoe proximity backing up sensors. So is it that they couldn't see then? Is that what they're saying? Okay. Well. All right. So there should be a little bit more here, but for the most part, it's the best one I've seen. So for the executive summary, I'm going to give it a 27. Give it a 90%. Oh, I wrote it wrong. There we go. So that is the better of the other two. All right, let's go to the report. Okay, so now they kind of talk about stuff, justification. It's kind of a repeat. I want a little bit more. This is where you want to go broad with it, so the reader understands from sort of the broader picture. The overall, this is an issue. And now what I'm going to do is narrow it to my job site or my application. And here's what we have for experience in that application. And here are costs associated. And this is what the bigger costs are, over. Do you see what I mean, you guys? You want to make it so that the reader understands it from both a larger perspective, so the real world, down to what their case study is, which is a focus study based on what the company has to deal with. So that's lacking here. I always think an intro should be at least 5 pages, if not 10. Objectives. See, some of these things here should have already been figured out. The objective is, here's the problem. This is how we're going to try to figure out what to what extent is it and what potential solutions may be. Methods. Uses personal language. That's not that great. The results, that's nice to have. Why couldn't you just report this right at the beginning and then maybe research these a little bit deeper? Find out, didn't see it? Did what is the primary cause within this root cause, right? They came up with a solution. So, okay, actually did an ROI. I appreciate that. He's about the only one that did. Be nice if we had some pictures and stuff, but well, here's something. Okay, that's nice. It would have been nice to see it with a truck and maybe a breakdown, like an overhead view of some of those other 6 incidents. Just I don't know. Because is it purely they can't see behind them, or what's going on? So as far as the technical report, that lacked. So I'm going to give it a 70%, which is a 28. It's actually the highest one I've given. Cost benefit analysis was a little bit better. I've given a 12 and a 9. I think I'm just going to stick with. I'm going to give it a 13. I'm going to give it a little bump. Presentation, it's not super bad, but it's not good. What I give before? I gave a 12 and a 7.5. I'm not real happy. There was more there, but they had some good things too. I don't think I can give it anything above an 80. So let's see, 20% off. So that would be a 12. That's what I gave the first one. So I gave it an 80. So that was the best of the three for me. Okay, so having covered all that, now let's take a look. We're almost done, you guys. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Okay, so here are my numbers. I gave it a 71 for the first one, a 40.5, that was generous, and an 80. Maybe I was a little bit rough on it. Maybe this could be a little bit better. I'd only give it like an 83 tops, I think. Let's see what you guys gave. So here's what everybody gave me. Some people didn't submit all the numbers, but I have the generals. So I gave a 71 to the first one. There were some specific things I thought it lacked. You guys were like an 84, 85, a high of 80, down to 53 for a low. I gave it a 21. Again, I was a little bit lower than you guys. I gave it a 26, much lower. Gave it a 12. We were right in there together, another 12. So here we were closer. These were further apart. Further apart was more of the technical report. Again, I'm looking for a lot more work. I mean, if you only turn in like a 10-page technical report for your capstone, not good, not good. All right, next. I gave it a 40. You guys were right around 63. High of 94, low of 27. Okay. It's interesting there's still some people that are below what I gave. Was it just one for here? Yeah, it was. Everybody else was like in the 80s and stuff. Here, we had some really low scores given. So I gave a 0 for this. One other person did. I agree with you. A 24 here. We got a lot of 24s. We were all pretty much spot on there. I gave it a 9. You guys gave it a 10. I gave it a 7.5. Okay, so you we know crap when we see it. How's that sound? Good job, you guys. We agreed on this. And let's look at the 3. Let's see, you guys. Oh, we had the same ranking wise. I like this one the best. So did you. This was second. This was a low. Okay, so let's look and see how this went. So I gave it 27. I was right with you guys on that. That's pretty close. Gave it a 28 with the report. You thought it was better than I did, but I guess I'm more of a technical report snob because I'm trying to be, are you fully explaining everything, or are you just skipping through to get to the good ending? We were right on for cost benefit, and we were really good at the pres. So we were closest, I think, on this one. The best one. So I think we're more in agreement there. So we know what we don't like. We kind of know what we like, but when things are in between, that's where things get a little bit off, I think. Yeah, because you thought these two were very similar. I definitely thought the last one was best. Again, I think I went a little bit low with it, so maybe I'd come up to where you guys are. This one, barely a 70 to me. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to cover in this first video. The second one will obviously go into some stuff. I hope this was helpful in breaking everything down for you all. So as we move forward, what I want you to know is I think it's pretty easy to write an executive summary. I think we were not too far off. This one, we were a little bit off, you and I, because I think it really needs to be specific to management reads this. Are they going to invest the money? Do they understand, or do they have to keep reading? If they have to keep reading, it's not a very good executive summary. The other is the technical report. The intro should give you sort of the broader, the issue in sort of a broader sense, and then bring it to the case study. Should give you the cost from a broader sense, and then try to make it more about the company. And then give us the background about it. I want to know more. I want to know more background. And I think the and there may be some analysis that's done prior, and then what you're doing is really focusing on understanding the problem from a root cause analysis perspective, or a violation perspective, or something, or production perspective. And that's what you're analyzing, because that analysis is giving you the justification for the recommendation. Sometimes, again, and I think I saw it with this first one, I think they already had the solution in mind, and they were just trying to justify it. That may be your situation, but then you have to push yourself to really make it look like you've gone through a full assessment to ensure that is the best solution. Okay, so that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, but I will be looking forward to meeting with you all next week.